And we're live, I think. Stream for today. I said last stream I was going to do an 8-hour stream. That's not going to happen. It's like 11 o'clock. I don't want to stop streaming at 7. Let me just check if the audio is working. Nice. Audio is working. I said I was going to do an 8-hour stream. That's not going to happen because it's 11 o'clock and I do not want to finish streaming at like 7 tonight. But I am here. Again, doubt anybody's going to join. I'll be very surprised if they do. If you're watching this on catch up, I appreciate you. Plan today, I am going to sort through that stuff again, which I sorted through yesterday, or last stream, I should say. Just to sort out like darks and lights for what needs to be washed and what doesn't. Then we're going to do some riveting ironing content to iron the stuff that doesn't need cleaning. And I'm going to measure all of the clothes that I already have listed because I said last stream I am sick to death of people messaging me asking for measurements. And if all the measurements are on the listing, that will get rid of like 70% of the messages that I've been getting. I also need to turn my music down a little bit because I can barely hear myself speak. It kind of sucks that I can't play the music on stream because YouTube just wouldn't be very happy. But if you are interested, we are listening to the Shotty Horror Salt of the Earth album. Absolute banger. If you are watching this live or on catch up, go back and watch it or listen to the album. Listen to it whilst you're watching. It's an absolute banger. I'm gonna get started in just 2 minutes time. Also, whether you're watching this live or if you're watching this on catch up, in the description there is like a little store review form that you can fill out. I just thought it would be something fun to do whilst we're on stream. It probably doesn't help that I'm just showing myself. Oh no, I've got my webcam on, don't worry, ignore me. I'm not showing my screen. There's a little link down in the description. Just takes you to a Google form. You can put like your eBay store in it, Depop, Vinted, whatever store you have. Pop your YouTube name in there and we can review them live. And you can do that if you're watching this on the catch up as well. And then I'll just review them on the next stream. I don't know whether people want to do it or not, but I thought it could be a fun little thing to do. Anyway, I've been yapping for a full 2 minutes and 30 seconds already. So I'm going to probably get started. The only other thing I wanted to mention was if I am going to be doing these little like work with me stream type things, I kind of want to try and improve them each time. Hopefully the camera quality will be a little bit better this time, or just like the all-round quality of the stream. Last time it was like the bitrate was pretty low on the stream, so it didn't look super high quality. I'm hoping, I've changed a bunch of settings, so hopefully it will look a little bit nicer than it did before. I don't know whether it will or not, but we shall find out, I guess, when I end it and take a look. But there's two things that I really want to like do for this stream if I'm going to be streaming more often on this channel, which is I want to get one of those little like clip-on mics so that I can kind of just walk around and you can still hear me instead of like me being close to this mic and my voice being really loud, or me being like far away from the mic and I kind of have to raise my voice a little bit so you can hear me well. It would be nice if I just had one of those clip-on mics and I could just walk around and actually like do stuff. And then the other thing is, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I would love to actually just be able to take the camera around with me, because obviously you guys are kind of static here. I can obviously move you and reposition you to like places where you need to be to see what I'm doing. But like a Bluetooth webcam or maybe just a longer wire so I could move it around would go kind of hard, would be kind of nice. Whether that's something that is going to be possible or not, I don't really know, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, I think we should get started. So the first point of call is going to be just sorting out those clothes from darks and lights, so what can be washed together and what can't. I'm going to be fully honest with you. I don't want to mess it up, and I don't want to stain like white stuff pink with that yummy mummy jumper, but we shall get started either way. I've got to try and figure out somewhere where, like, is the camera going to stay here? Unlikely. You guys are at a bit of an angle here. Oh, that kind of works. And then I'll shift the mic like in this direction. This kind of works. Kind of. Anyway. First one. Do I do 3 piles? Coloured, White and black, probably, right? Because there's enough stuff to do like 3 washes worth, so we'll do colours, lights and darks. Okay, that is the plan. Coloured, we'll call this one, it looks lighter on camera. It's kind of dark, that would be fine to go in with the blacks. Also dark, also dark, also dark. Like a dark blue. Is that white stainable? No, that one can also go in darks. Dark. Dark. I don't know how much white stuff is actually in this lot, to be honest, or like lighter coloured stuff. The Yummy Mummy top is definitely going in with the coloured. I'm kind of concerned that this one is gonna stain everything pink, which I really hope isn't the case. Another dark one. Another dark one. Another dark one. A blue and black one. I feel like this could go in either. I feel like this could go in coloured or with the darks. I think I'm going to put it coloured. Yeah, why not? It's pretty blue for the blue. This one, the Air Force top, Air Force One top that I would definitely be followed around in shops if I was wearing. Can go in the dark pile, dark pile, dark pile. This dark pile is already more than 1 wash's worth of stuff. Dark pile. Dark pile, dark pile. Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff for the dark pile. Lights. We actually have some light coloured stuff. Another one for the light and another one for the dark. I just hit the mic. Hope that wasn't too loud. Another one for the light pile, another one for the dark pile. Such riveting content of me streaming this at 11 AM in the morning. Coloured. Ooh, tricky one. I think he can go in the dark. There's not that much white on it. Dark pile. Coloured pile. Coloured. That one that fell on the floor is dark, and this one is dark. Alright, that is our piles sorted and organised. I'm going to throw them to the other side of the room so I actually have some space. Am I? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Chuck these over there. I need to make them look neat as well. This is what I mean, like if I had a portable camera, I could just kind of shift you guys around so that you can constantly see where I am and where I'm going, but that's not something that I have the capability of doing. Light pile, coloured pile. I'm going to put the darks back in the box just so they're easier to take to said washing machine. I wonder if I am going to get time to do the ironing and stuff today. I mean, I could iron the clothes that I do have currently. It just takes a very long time because like the whole process of how I was doing it before, I was right here, right, just to visualize this. Iron one item, lay it out, take the photos, put it into the pile. Another item, iron it, lay it out, take the photos. So it's like fresh off the press and looking good. But it's easier said than done. It takes a very long time. But we have our piles sorted. I feel so like discombobulated this morning. I didn't go to sleep until like 3 AM and I woke up at 9 in the morning, so I'm rather tired. What am I doing with my life right now? Do we go and get the ironing board and iron and take pictures of the stuff that doesn't need ironing, or do I do the measurements of the clothes that need measuring first? Probably do the measurements, right? That's probably the thing that I should do first. Work on the stuff that's already here. I will add him to that pile. And I was thinking, like, whilst I'm like measuring these clothes, how am I going to show that on camera? Because I don't really want you guys just to be looking at my back the whole time whilst I'm like laying them out on my bed and measuring them. But there's not really anywhere else that I can put the camera, so I don't really know. Shift the laptop over here. Let's put this wasated blanket on the floor. Grab our handy measurement tool. And then we'll just go item by item from how it's all laid out up here. These ones need relisting because they weren't done before. Now, where do I put the camera so that you can actually see what I'm doing? Do I lay it like down on the table? Is that the play? Let me try. I feel like the more I do these streams, the more cohesive they are going to be, and things will just be a little bit easier. But like if I put you here, you can kind of see what I'm doing, I guess. Maybe. I mean, to be fair, actually, the main thing that awful angle, also an awful angle. Let me just stick you back up here for 2 seconds. The main thing that you're going to be looking at anyway, actually, is going to be the Depop screen, because that's where I'm going to be putting in the measurements first. So let me just swap over to that. Get rid of that. Sorting a couple of things out. Those are all good, all Gucci. Just gonna pull the stream up on my other monitor, just so I can see if anything breaks. I'm actually aware. There we go. Pop him open and put that open. Okay, so plan is to start measuring stuff. And I think we were going to do, you know what, I'll just copy what that other person does. Let's not start on shorts. I don't have any shorts. Any t-shirts in the chat? Let's go for this. Oh, that's a sick Stussy t-shirt. Just pit's pit and length. The thing is, this measuring tape is so small, and it's the only one I have, but it's a pretty, as measuring tapes go, it's not a very long measuring tape, so some things I'll have to like, I feel like it might be good, maybe, unless we come up with some like XXXL tops, which I know I have 1 or 2 of, which is going to make life a little bit harder. But let us begin. So I'll move you back down here. The angles for this are all going to be so weird, because whilst I'm here inputting like the sizes and stuff, I could do it on my phone, I guess, so that you're not just sat there looking at my chest this whole time. But then it kind of defeats the purpose of like sharing the screen, because you can't see it anyway. I don't know. We'll figure ways around this at some point. But the first one that we're going to be doing is this Asics like taped sleeve polo type of thing. How do I want to do this actually? It would help if I had a bigger room and I could just like put the camera in a corner and then you can just see absolutely everything I'm doing. Would make life a little bit easier, but it is what it is. Or I could just stay crouched and then you can like kind of get a shot of under my chin. It's this one. Edit. Let's just copy and paste this across. Put him here. Alright, so pit to pit with this one. inches. This is the worst measuring tape in human existence. Pit's pit is 21.5. Just gonna see me crawling around on my knees for basically this entire stream. Pit's pit is 21.5 inches. And length. When you say length, would you say it from like top of like the neck to the bottom? I guess so, right? If I fold the things down slightly, just go top of the neck to the bottom, is bang on 25 inches. 225 inches, that's a hell of a t-shirt. Alright, and that is number 1 done. I don't know if this is a very convenient way of doing it because I'm crouched in a very uncomfortable and awkward position. And the camera angle probably looks a little bit goofy, but it is what it is. Alright. I should probably try and get into some sort of flow so I'm not going super slow, otherwise I'm going to be here all day measuring this stuff. Fold this gyoza up. And let's do one that I'm probably going to have to measure in a weird way. So we have these Adidas like taped trousers. Camera angle's so difficult to show. They're actually kind of sick. They're probably actually no, they're super stretchy. They're pretty cool though. I like them. Lay these boys out. Find them on here, which is these ones. Let's just see what he does for his trousers. This one does not. Oh, right here. Waist and inside leg. So again, I'm just going to copy that across. Get rid of these. And let's measure this one. Alright. Actually, inside leg. This could fit inside leg. Let's find out. It doesn't help that I'm not doing this on a fully flat surface, but okay, I might need to do some maths right here. So we're at 25 to there, plus 5, so 30 leg, I think. Possible. Inside leg is 30 inches. Let's get the waist. The waist is... Do I stretch them out to get the waist, or no, probably not, right? The waist is, we'll call it 15. Waist is 15 inches. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, that is another one done. Little jobs like this, that they just seem to take like absolutely forever. It probably doesn't help that I'm streaming me doing it, which means I'm talking and showing stuff to the camera at the same time. Whilst you just have like a torso shot of me, because I'm just some headless headless being, apparently, whilst I'm trying to do these work with me streams. They're not very easy to do, because like I can't really move the camera around. And it's not that like wide angle of a thing either. But we also have similar, I'm trying to do all the trousers first because they're the ones that I want to do the least. I just know they'll be a pain in the ass, but we have these massive white Adidas things, which are pretty cool. A little bit too big for me. I feel like with me selling clothes, I just want to keep so much stuff, but that's not really the whole point, is it? You know what, can I maybe, if I put the camera up here, can I get like an angle where you can see me and the bed? think that's so much better, actually. I'll just have to shift the chair out of the way. Alright, let's go for these ones. Edit. Just copy this across again. Actually, I've probably already got it copied. Have indeedy. Also, my waist was like 15 inches. Why was the waist for his 26? Am I measuring it wrong? Or that seems pretty big, right? 26-inch waist? Or is that normal? I don't really know much about clothes sizing, but we are learning as we go. Alright, let me shift the chair out of the way slightly. Is that out of the way enough? Probably not. Can't move it anymore. I'm stuck on clothes, of course. Chair just spins around to come even more in the way. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, just leave it kind of in the shot, but kind of not. That's fine. What am I doing? Inside leg first. We're going to have to do more quick maths. I think. Actually, probably not with this one. 25 plus... Fuck. 27, I think that was. I hope. Inside leg was 27 inches, and waist is 17. I assume I'm like measuring these differently compared to how he was, because like those are some big trousers, right? You don't really get trousers much bigger than those. I just completely forgot what number I said. Fuck, I'm gonna have to remeasure them. But yeah, I feel like I'm measuring these 17, I said, didn't I? Yeah. Let me just write this in so I can actually speak and not keep forgetting what I'm talking about. I assume I'm measuring the waist different to how they were, because like these are big trousers and there's no way the waist on these is 26 inches. That's not 26 inches. Am I wrong, or I don't know. I'm measuring this bit here, which I believe to be a waist. So I think I'm doing fine. I think I'm doing a fine job. I hope. Unless like, to get the waist, do you like measure one side and then double it because it's both sides? I don't know. Unsure, unconfirmed. But that is another one measured. Happy days. Next, we are measuring this, like Tommy Hilfiger polo, in a very red colour. Looks like the type of thing Nick Avocado would wear. Apart from maybe not, because his are just plain black, but it is what it is. And then let's... I did save this one, didn't I? Yeah. I'm just going to keep copying and pasting it across from his thingy to my one. Oh, he's listing stuff as we speak. This wasn't here like 2 seconds ago. Pit's pit and length. Resave those bad boys. And this is the top that we are editing. This top's pretty small, so this one should go fairly quickly. I say that, I'm taking like 5 minutes per, so I'm going to be here for absolutely ages, unless I try and speed myself up a little bit. Pit's pit on this one is 22 inches. Space going on there, and the length, which we're going to do from the neck to the bottom, is 24, 24.5 we'll call it. 24.5, nice, flew through that one, we are whizzing. What's up, anomalous data point? Crazy name. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. We are doing work. We are measuring clothes currently, which is about as exciting as streams here get, apart from later, if you stick around. There might even be some ironing. We might have some ironing content going on the stream. Can't say that I don't spoil the people that come into these streams. Alright, this one is like a V-neck kappa. It's like a really strange material. It's like a... See if you can hear it. I don't know if you can. Kind of hope you can't, actually. I hate that kind of ASMR stuff. But this is huge. It's like a double XL. Alright, cool. It's this one right here. Edit. Copy his sizes across again. Hopefully this will reduce all of the messages that I get, because like I said earlier, I'm sick of constantly getting messages of people asking for sizes and things like that. Sick to death of it. It is about 80% of the messages that I get on Vinted, eBay, Depop, because I don't have the sizes on anything because it's so much effort to do it, but it's also so much effort to answer the messages. So if I just get into the habit of doing it whilst I'm listing, it will be good. You remember me from before? It's been a long time. It's been a super long time since I last uploaded. It's been like 4 years, I think, or something like that. 3 years maybe, very long time. Was that 23 or 24? Whoa, 24. Almost just fell over. 24.5. Let's hit the length on this one. Yeah, it's been a very, very long time since I stopped uploading. But we back, you know, we've got some stuff going on. 25 plus like 2, I think. Say 27 inches on this one. I'm so glad I'm finally getting this done, because it's a job that I've been meaning to do for so long, but it's just such a long job to do. It takes ages measuring clothes. And there's like 70 items here or something that I need to measure right now. So I feel like I'm going to be doing this for a little while. But it's all in the name of fun, I guess. It's all fun and games until it's not fun and games. This next one that we're doing is a Versace pullover crewneck jumper. I actually mentioned this one in the last stream. It has like a gold, like the logo is like a shiny gold. I don't know how well that's showing. It looks kind of strange. This one I actually didn't buy to resell. This one was actually just a gift that was given to me years ago. Like, this was a gift from Christmas probably like 5 or 4 years ago. I just never wore it. Not a big Versace enjoyer, really. And it's a bit too like flashy. I'm not a big fan of the gold. You're here for the ironing? We're all about like the most exciting content on this channel. Yeah, ironing content is an interesting one. I was kind of laughing to myself about it last stream because like I've hit the ripe age of 26 years old. And I was laying in bed and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start streaming on my channel too. And I was like, oh, I can stream like what I'm doing for work. And I was like hyped. I was like, oh, when I need to measure those things and like do the ironing, it's going to take ages. I could do like a really long stream. And I was like excited to stream me ironing clothes. It's just so dumb. This one, 21 pit to pit. But I will try and like improve the streams each time I'm streaming in some sort of way. 12, 21, not 221. I'm hoping the quality's a little bit better this time from the last stream, like just camera wise and everything like that, because I've upped the bitrate. But yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to do, like get a portable mic, maybe like a portable camera. So that you can actually like kind of follow me around as I'm doing stuff instead of being stuck in the same place. But all changes to come, I guess, if we continue the streams. But I enjoy it. I've been quite enjoying it so far because I feel like it kind of holds me accountable. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, I can't just start streaming and then just sit on my phone, procrastinate the whole time. So I guess it kind of works. It's like a two-way street, I guess. You hold me accountable, and you get to watch riveting ironing content, and me measuring things in return. That's the perks of this channel. This next one I'm doing, I'm a big fan of this. I wish I could wear stuff like this, but it would just make me look so stupid. It's like a taped sleeve Champion zip up like track jacket thing. I think it's sick, but I don't know. I think people would look at me a bit funny if I was walking out in the streets wearing this. Not that I would really care what people think anyway, but I think part of me would. I'd feel a bit self-conscious if I was wearing this in public. Alright. Is it that one? Yes. Edit, let's add this, get rid of these. Might as well just copy this actually, just so I have an empty template each time. Pit to pit is 23 inches. And the length, which I think we're going to have to math this one up slightly. Or maybe not. No, we're not. 24.5. 24.5. Nice, we flew through that one. We are whizzing. We are not going to be here until 7 o'clock tonight. If it ends up being like an 8-hour stream, it ends up being an 8-hour stream, but that's not what I'm intending to do. I don't want to be just measuring clothes for the entirety of my Saturday. I've had a very long week of work. I had a 13-hour shift yesterday. I was saying earlier, I am very discombobulated today. I had a 13-hour shift yesterday. 12-hour shift, actually. But I didn't go sleep until like 3 a.m. and then woke up at 9. So I'm like dying slightly inside, but we keep pushing. Next, we have this red fleece. It's a Puma jumper. I don't really know if you're going to be able to see the logo on stream or not, because it's quite difficult. It's difficult to get it to show up in pictures and stuff, so you can see it in person pretty well. But from the pictures and things, it was quite hard to do. This one is going to require some maths, because that's a big fleece jumper. This one here. Edit. Pit to pit. Is 24. Let's try and fly through this one as well. Let's keep up the momentum. This one, starting from the top of the neck, 26 plus 3.5, I think. It's 29.5. It's a big boy. 29.5. All right. Flying. We are flying through these. Back to here. Sometimes when people are like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? What's your weekend plans? Are you doing anything nice? I never know what to say, because my weekend plans are usually things like this. And when someone asks you, I feel like you can't just be like, oh yeah, my weekend plans are, I'm just going to be measuring and ironing clothes all day. This was actually a car boot pickup. The pits are really stained, which is a bit of a shame. I have washed it, but they're still like it. But it did only cost me £1. It's a long sleeve woman's Vans top. I just like the logo that we've got going on the back. But yeah, I've got it listed on Vinted super cheap just because of the stains that are on the armpits, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. This one here. Edit. Let's try and fly through this one as well. So it's a pit. Is 19 inches. And the length will be. God, this little tape measure thing is the worst. It's so difficult to use. 26.5, I think we'll call it. 26.5, 266.5. That is one hella big t-shirt. Okay, we are getting through them. We are slowly making progress. The pile of stuff still looks absolutely ginormous, but it is what it is. This one here is a Guess, I think. Yeah. Similar. It has like a extruded logo, which again makes it kind of hard to see in pictures. I think you can kind of see it in the stream actually. I don't know how these became so crinkled, because all of these were ironed when the pictures were taken, and they haven't been touched since. They've just kind of been folded in the corner. I guess maybe that speaks volumes for my folding abilities, possibly. 20.5? I need to find it first. This one. I guess you can kind of see it in the pictures actually. I said 20.5, didn't I? Let's put it 20.5. Length is 23.5. I don't know if I should be doing the 0.5s or just like bumping it up, but I did say 23, didn't I? Yeah, 23.5. Yeah, I don't know if I should be adding in the 0.5s or if I should just like round it up or down, but I don't know. Feels like the right thing to be doing currently. Next we have this sick Adidas jumper, and it's such a shame that it's managed to get paint on it in between the time of me stopping and starting again, because this is something that I would definitely have worn. It was a little bit too small for me. It will still be too small for me now, but I think that this is a sick jumper. But it has some like paint stains on it and stuff now. I don't know if you can really see them on camera if I'm showing the right area. Which means I'm just selling it super cheap, but it's such a nice looking jumper. Let's go pit to pit, which will be 22 inches. Find one here, this one, edit. Pit to pit is 22 inches. Length is 22.5 again. I don't really know. I don't know why I started that sentence with I don't really know. I was gonna say it's gonna take ages because like measuring it isn't just the only thing I want to do. I kind of want to like swap up the descriptions and like actually write out some more like crafted descriptions for each item, which I might do after I've gone through and measured them all. But then I also have to then go across and copy and paste all of the descriptions to eBay and to Vinted as well. So it's going to take a fair while. This one, just a little feeler t-shirt, nothing that exciting. Feeler, I barely know her. Was this one? Edit. Get these Gyozas up in there. Pit to pit is 22. Length is 27, I think we'll call that. Alright, whizzing through them. It feels good when I go through them quick because it means that we're getting the job done faster. I've definitely sped up a bit since I started. We've got into a little bit of a flow now. It would be nice if all of the stuff I was selling was like super high margin, because I'm only dealing with like a pretty small space, which makes life like a little bit harder. Can I like... Can you see me any better if I do that? Not really. Now you just see my chin. It was a nice thought. yeah, it'd be nice if all of the stuff that I was doing was like slightly higher margin, like better brands, higher margin, and then it wouldn't take up as much space in my room because my room is pretty small. But like if I had all of the pieces that I have now, but they were all, I don't know, like £100 jumpers as opposed to like £10 and £15 jumpers, I would just be so much more efficient, like profit per space and stuff. Which is, I guess, like a goal that I kind of need to work towards. But I need to get started in the first place because I wouldn't really say that this is like fully started yet. Was that 20? It was 20. I mean, I've started, but it's not at a point where I would consider it a business yet because there's not like a consistent income coming from it. 23. But we're getting there. We are getting there slowly. This is only month 2, and I ran out of stock to list last month, so all of my stores went dead, which is something that I find super annoying. I understand why the companies do it, but from like a seller's perspective, it's really difficult. So like on pretty much all selling platforms, the more active you are with listing stuff, the more your store is promoted in the algorithm. So it's better to list like 5 items a day as opposed to listing little Moschino t-shirt. It's better to list like 3 to 5 items a day than to list like 20 items in a day and then not list anything for the rest of the month, which I wish wasn't the case because I would happily sit there for a few hours and just like power list through everything and then it's there and it's there. But like I get it from the company's perspective, they like to keep people active and there needs to be a way to like boost certain people and things like that, but it is a bit of a pain in the ass going through and instead of just listing everything like all together, you have to list like things individually daily. 21 inches, we'll call this one. So as soon as I ran out, because I was doing daily listing, I was just listing like 4 items a day with all of my other stuff. And as soon as I ran out, my sales just like dove off a cliff basically because I had nothing to list, so my store wasn't as active. Which is annoying. It's irritating. I also tried the spotlight on Vinted where it like spotlights your store when I ran out because I was like maybe this will be a way to like get it back up into the algorithm. I got no sales. I did it twice and I didn't get a single sale, but then I don't have that much stuff listed on Vinted. Maybe the people on Vinted just didn't really want it. Maybe that was also a thing. Another pretty sick. It's like a basketball jersey type of champion. It's not really a t-shirt, but it's not really like a jumper either. This one is definitely going to need a bit of math included. I would say the neck starts about there. Pit's pit for this boy, for this puppy, 23 inches. Length is 26 plus 2.5, 28.5. It's really tough to say, but that is what we're going to say, 28.5. Some really riveting content. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And it's kind of difficult to go off into like a tangent and just like deeply speak about something because I'm trying to like remember numbers at the same time and my brain and numbers do not go hand in hand very well at times. This one also pretty cool, Chicago Bulls t-shirt with this like marbled kind of texture. But also, I can't just do this in silence if I'm streaming, which is like one of the difficulties of it, but at the same time it kind of makes it like fun because it's not just me living in my own little world whilst I'm doing things. It would be nice if there'd be some sort of way where I could use like the clips from this to create some sort of long form content, but I don't think a long form video of me measuring 22 inches of a Pitts Chicago Bulls t-shirt would make the most exciting like YouTube video to upload. Right here we are 26.5. We're gonna call that one. We are speeding up. Although when I actually look at it like this, I just thought it, but I didn't say it out loud. It feels like I've done loads. It feels like I've been doing this for ages, right? We've only done from here to here. That's what we've done out of. We still need to do all... I guess it doesn't look like that much. In person, it looks like so much more. I don't know why, but it's just like two massive piles of clothes that I need to go through. But when I look at it online, it just doesn't look like that much stuff. But like I'm halfway through the first pile out of two piles, which like maybe describing it like that makes it sound like a lot more, I don't know. It's super annoying, you like to get things done all at once as well. This t-shirt's ginormous. It's another Champion tape sleeve, but it's like my own frame. Huge. I could wear this as like a summer dress. But yeah, it is a bit of a pain. But I would like to... It would be nice if I could make some sort of content out of this. I guess me streaming it is technically me making content out of it, I guess. But I don't really think I can create like a YouTube video of me just... Is it this guy? I'm pretty sure it's this guy, yeah. Can't really just make a YouTube video of me measuring clothes for however long this stream's going to end up being. Alright, Pit's Pit on this guy. 23.5. And lengthwise. The only thing that does suck about streaming whilst I'm doing this, I live basically with a fan on. I constantly have a fan on. 26 plus 2, so 28. I always have a fan on. And I just can't have it on when I'm streaming because it's just so loud and it'll just like really kind of mess up the audio. I don't even know if you'd be able to hear me if I had the fan on because it kind of points directly into the mic. It's not like hot today, but because I always have a fan on and I don't, I'm feeling hot. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, next t-shirt, we have this kind of gross mustardy coloured Champion t-shirt. Honestly, if somebody wanted to offer like £2 for this, I would take it because I just do not see this selling for very much because it's kind of just a gross t-shirt. Not a big fan of this one. Let's find him on here. Is this one not listed on here? Oh no, there it is. I had to turn the exposure down loads for this picture because I remember it being super overexposed. It just didn't look like the colour it was. Uh, 21-inch Pit's Pit. You take a couple of pictures of the thing with the measuring tape when you're doing the photos. That's what I think I will do with this next lot, because then I can just put the measurements in straight away whilst I'm like listing the items. Will make life a million times easier. But thank you for the tip as well, because I probably would have forgot to do that. But yeah, that is probably going to be the plan with this next lot, which I'll hopefully start doing today at some point. But yeah, it would definitely make life a million times easier as opposed to having to go back through all of the listings one by one and do it like this. This is a nightmare. But it will stop people from sending messages asking for dimensions or asking for sizes, which I'm very excited about. I don't know if I'm just like the weird one, but like I never send messages asking for people for like sizes of clothes and stuff like that. I don't know why. I think I'll just look, if it's like a t-shirt in like large, I'll be like, yeah, that'll probably fit. And I'll just buy it. This is a little tiny, I think it's a woman's red Adidas sports top. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I understand why people do it, I guess. I can't really be like, whoa, it's so annoying. Like, it makes sense. I'm probably the idiot for not asking, to be fully honest. this one, and pit to pit was 18. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. 18, and the length is 19. We're making progress. We are making progress slowly. I think what I'll do once I've done all these measurements is we'll go through all the descriptions, then just craft them up a slightly different. We're not going to put like tons of work into all of the descriptions for everything. Just see if there's anything else that I can add or change, or just structure to make it look a little bit nicer, and then we'll copy those across to our eBay listings as well. These ones are just some taped Asics trousers. How long have you been selling for, Anomalous? Would you prefer Data Point or ADP? Also sounds pretty good. Oh, I'm definitely going to forget, actually. Let me pull this one up first, because I have to math this one up as well. Nope, that's wrong. I need to get the dimensions for trousers. Which is waist and inside leg. I assume I'm doing the waist wrong, but I'm just going to keep doing it the way that I'm doing it because, I don't know, why not? Alright, inside leg we have 25, 26 plus 5, so 31. Inside leg is 31. Waist, I assume I'm probably just supposed to double the waist because it's all the way around, but I'm sure people can work it out. Or if they ask the question, if I still get a message, I'll just be like, yeah, that's just one side of it. Let's try and get this actually straight. It's 16.5. Cool beans. Another one down. This is another absolutely ginormous t-shirt. It's Ralph Lauren, and it's only a double XL, but to me it looks absolutely huge. Again, another one that if I wore, could probably get away with it being like a summer dress type of thing. I feel like this one's probably going to have to include some maths right now. How is my playlist? So I was listening to some like, it was like alt-rock rap that I was just listening to, like an alt-rock rap album. The song that has just started playing in my headphones is Wonderwall by Oasis. How has that happened? Not that I don't like the song, but I don't know if I'm in a Oasis Wonderwall mood. Where is this t-shirt? Is there anybody? Alright, I'm changing this song. Wonderwall is not the vibe that I want to be working to right now. So I have some Picture This by Leaf Dog. Good vibe. You just see my little head bobbing down here. I didn't realise how out of the camera shot I was for that. Funny that I even put on this one measurements here and I just never did the measurements. Whoops. Let's go back and copy them from her. Pit to pit and length. I wonder if Depop will consider this as like activity, like the same type of activity for the algorithm as actually listing clothes. I doubt it, to be fully honest. I feel like Depop just wants you to list clothes. Even the pit to pit, I need to math it up for this one. 26 plus 26 plus 2, so a 28er. Lengthwise, it's just a side hustle, but you've been at it for a few years now. It was the same for me, to be fair. When I first started, like I did stop for like 4 years, but it was a side hustle when I first started, and I did it for like 8 years, which I find kind of crazy, and then went full time, and then stopped being full time. 26 plus 2 again. Yeah, started as a side hustle. I think, yeah, I ended up doing it for like 8 years in total, and then stopped for 8 years. Maybe that's an exaggeration. It could have been like 6 years. And then I stopped for a little while. Got a corpo job, working like a normie. No, I've quite enjoyed the work that I've done. It was a lot easier reselling when I was like still like young and in like college and stuff, because I had so much more free time. When you go through and get like a proper like corporate full-time job, finding the time to do things is quite difficult when you work like a 9 to 5. It's like, how am I supposed to go to like charity shops to source stock from like how I was back then? And like now I work 9 till 5:30, and I have a second time part-time job where I work 5:30 until 9, like yesterday. So I had a 13-hour shift, 12-hour shift, sorry. And it just makes finding time to do things kind of difficult. But that's why I'm here spending my Saturday measuring pit to pit of clothes to put on Depop, I guess. We find time. I pack orders like on my lunch break because I work from home. 22.5. So it's doable, and it's definitely scalable as well. This one, 26, 27.5. Very nice, very nice. I feel like this is such a random time of the day to be streaming at 12 o'clock in the in the afternoon. I feel like normally when you see people stream, it's in the evenings, because that's when people are like settling, they're kind of chilling out a little bit. Not here on the Corey Barlow channel. We are early morning streamers out here. I quite like this crewneck Feeler Academy grey pullover jumper. Big fan of this one. Let's find him here. Let's copy that again so I don't have to keep getting rid of those dimensions. Pit to pit for this one is 22 inches. You know, when people say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, that's kind of how I feel when I'm doing stuff like this. But I understand there is going to be a point where there'll be a different result, because it means eventually we will have finished. But right now it just feels like I do one, the pile doesn't change, the pile stays the same size. That's the feeling that I get from this at the moment. We're slowly churning through them. I've been streaming for what, like just over an hour now? We're coming up to an hour. We're getting there. We're almost done with the first pile. Almost. This next one, Tommy Hilfiger type shit. It's huge. It's like a really big, another big crew necky type of thing. It's like a polo, but without the collars, which I feel like the collars are probably what make a polo actually, to be honest. I also like how I keep showing them on stream as if, like the actual physical item, as if I'm not about to just pull up the listing on Depop anyway, so you can see exactly what it is. Do I plan on building it up full time again? So the actual plan at the moment, I kind of outlined it in like the first video that I re-uploaded to this channel, but the video was kind of all over the place. So the plan with setting up like this new business is to help me save for a mortgage. That's kind of like the long-term goal with it. So I don't know if the plan is to eventually take it full time. It just kind of depends how well it does. But the plan is to kind of build it up to a point where it's self-sufficient and it's just churning over, and then start taking money out of the profit each month and just putting it towards like house savings. And then it will be like a nice like ultimatum when I'm buying my first house, and I can be like, yeah, this was funded with the clothing business that we set up. And then that takes us into like a whole new wave of content as well, where I could still be like running the clothing business, making videos on that, but then I can also be working on the house. Like I could be like doing house renovations and stuff like that, which I think would be sick. I think that would be so cool. But yeah, that's kind of the plan with it. And I want to build this more as like a brand. Eventually, starting off, obviously, I just need something turning over so it's actually creating its own kind of income source. And there's like plans of just like ways that it works, but then I'll build it more into a brand, so it'll have like a Shopify store, and I'll do some like pop-up stores and things like that, like in my local area, like in the local city and things like that. And yeah, just kind of build it into like a brand that can become its own. I was going to say self-sufficient, but obviously it's just going to be me doing all of the work for it, but it will kind of have like processes in place, so like I know how much stock that I need for like average turnover rates, and I know how much I probably expect to make per month and things like that. It's just not about phase yet, but I know how to get it there because I've done it before, which is like the nicer thing coming into it this way. And all it really is just putting in the work. You just kind of have to put in the effort to make it happen. It doesn't take a lot of brain power, it just takes a lot of manpower a lot of the time. 26. But yeah, that is the end goal with this business. And then I will probably continue running it once I've bought a house anyway. And obviously I already have savings for a deposit. I don't have enough savings for a deposit yet. But eventually, when everything's kind of like up and running properly, one of the like series that I'll try and keep running on this channel will be like a roundup of the previous month, how much I've made, how much profit I've made, how much I've reinvested into the business, how much I've taken out and put towards like house savings and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it'll be a pretty cool little thing, and it's like something that's continuous as well, because like once I get to the point where I've actually like managed to buy my first house, I can continue a series like that as well and be like, okay, well now we're helping fund, I don't know, renovation of XYZ in the house, add value to the house. I want to buy a house on auction, which is difficult because normally it's like cash buys, but I want to buy a house on auction that I can add value to, and then maybe flip the house for profit and try that, and then use that money for another house. And then yeah, that's kind of like the long-term goal, the long-term plan. It might sound ambitious, but if you don't set ambitious plans, you're slipping. I feel like. But that's that is the goal. So unsure whether it'll be full-time or not. I guess the short answer, which I could have just gave you. But currently I'm just trying to maximize what I can do with my time to earn money to put towards funding a house deposit, which is why I'm working a full-time job, a part-time job, and setting this up as well on the side. That was such a long-winded answer to your question. I'm sorry if that was if that was not the type of answer you were looking for, but I thought I'd kind of go into depth with it. For anyone else that's watching the stream, or if anyone kind of watches this back as like a VOD, shout out to anyone that is watching this back as a VOD if you've got this far in. I very much doubt that people will do that, but adds to the YouTube watch hours to help get the channel remonetized, I guess. So that's all good. 4K watch hours is wild that you need, and I don't think like people watching the live stream live count towards watch hours. It's only when people like watch the live back, and I would be very surprised if anybody watches this back and they get like this far in, an hour and 4 minutes in of me measuring clothes. If anybody, actually, I will say this now, if anybody is watching this back on the VOD, props to you if you've made it an hour in and you're just watching me do this. Appreciate you. Drop it in the comments down below. I would be very shocked if anybody at all does. Or if they do, it's because they've left their laptop on and fallen asleep, and YouTube's just decided to put this video up whilst they're sleeping soundly in bed. Sweet dreams if that is the case. Don't have no nightmares. Such a goofy thing to say. But it's what it is. It's going to be so satisfying once this is done. This has been a job that's been on my mind for probably 2 or 3 weeks. I've been like, man, I really need to do this, but I could just never be bothered because it's so much effort. It's such a big job to go through and do. But when it's done, it is going to be done, and I can feel at peace and stop having to reply to people asking me for dimensions of things. This one, similar to that other one that I said that I feel like I couldn't really wear out. It's like a track jacket, tape sleeves and stuff like that. Sick looking jumpers, but I just don't have the confidence to wear them. I think that's what it is. I think if I'm being truthful with myself, I just don't have the confidence to wear something like this out. The people that make them look good are the people that walk out with them with confidence. 24. It wasn't that one. That one. Four. And 24, that side as well. What would be kind of nice, like with these like work with me streams, my kind of like vision behind them is that for like people who maybe they're full-time resellers or maybe they're just resellers who are also working, I kind of like the thought of like if somebody else was pretty much doing exactly what I'm doing now in their room, they could just have me on in the background waffling whilst we're doing like the same thing, and then it kind of feels like we're working together, you know. It kind of feels like some sort of co-worker vibe going on. I guess kind of the vibe I was going for. Maybe we could have some like open conversations whilst we do it. I'll be like, how's your listing going? And then I leave that open space for you to reply, and then you can ask me a question, they'll reply and be like, yeah, mine's going good, thanks. I'm just still here measuring the pits of clothes. What are you doing this evening? Can you tell I'm kind of losing the plot from doing the same thing for an hour straight? Alright, pit's pit. 24.5. It would also be kind of cool to maybe even go live with someone, and I could just have like their camera, join a call with them or something, and have their camera on like a different part of the screen, and then like they're also just working, and then we could actually do pretty much what I was just explaining, but like live with someone, so they're just doing like the exact same thing. 26 plus 3, I think it's 29. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool. So I remember back in the day, people doing like list off challenges and things where like they would go live together, and it would be like whoever could list the most items. That was like the whole challenge. It would be cool to do something like that, but just general, like if you have stuff to do, that's the stuff you're doing. If that makes any sense. And you can kind of just do it like co-worker, colleague type vibes. Live streaming, just both of us working, and I also find stuff like that super like motivational. Like I know for a fact if I was sat there watching a live stream of 2 people just kind of hustling, I would be like, what the fuck am I doing? And then probably get up and start doing it too. Which I guess is kind of like the goal, either people can just kind of chill, watch it, hopefully get inspired and be like, you know what, there's stuff that I need to do. I should also just get up and do it. It doesn't have to be reseller related either. If you have like just general things that you need to do, get up and do it whilst you're watching this video or whilst you're watching the live stream. 26. And it's actually the same, 26. Always kind of throws me off when pit to pit and the length are the same. Because in my head I'm like, why is this t-shirt not square? why does this t-shirt not look like a square if it's the same length and width? I guess it kind of does look like a square actually. Oh, we are on to the second pile of stuff. We are flying through them. We are getting there. This one I was a bit unsure on. Came in a wholesale lot. On the tag, I don't know if it's going to focus on stream. On the tag it basically says not to be sold individually. So I think this came from a multi-pack. But in my head, when something says not to be sold individually, that's for like retail stores, right? A retail store shouldn't be selling this individually. If I'm selling it on Depop, surely that's fine. This little guy right here. Pit to pit. 20. And length. 22.5. Another reason why I'm unsure if I want to build this up to a point where like I have to take it full time as opposed to just like kind of being an extra side hustle. Which also, it's worth mentioning, you can build side hustles up to a point of where it's a full-time income and still run it as a side hustle. You can earn more than a full-time income with something whilst it's still a side hustle. Just to make that clear first, you just need to get like systems and processes in place and just try and work things out in a smart way. But I actually really enjoy my full-time job. I work as the job title is business development executive. It's pretty much just like a glorified sales role. But I really like the company that I work for. The people that work there are really nice. It's just enjoyable. Like I quite enjoy it. So that's kind of the situation I'm in. And the reason why, one of the main reasons I actually got a second job was because it's quite isolating working for yourself. Or not working for yourself, working from home. And I've been working from home for like 4 years. Like barely any human contact. I'm talking away whilst you're getting on with listing as well. Nice. I feel like it's just like a good kind of vibe. And I remember doing it back in the day when other people would go live. And I would also just kind of chill, be listing stuff, taking pictures just with the live in the background. It's kind of nice just to have, I don't know, it feels like they're talking to you, if you know what I mean, or like it's just some sort of like entertainment. Second monitor entertainment is what they call it, when it's not like the main thing that you're doing. But it's just nice to have on in the background whilst you're getting on with something, or if you're just kind of chilling, eating food or something like that. 25.5. I'm quite interested to see stream quality wise if it's looking better than the last stream, because I did change a bunch of quality settings for like the stream output overall and also for like the camera and things, because it's like a fairly decent camera I have. I was actually looking up after the stream like good live streaming webcams. The one that I used was like top of the list every time, and I was like, why does mine look trash? I was like, this can't be the best one. But apparently you just have to change a bunch of settings and it looks a little bit better. Apparently. I'll find out, I guess. Alright, this is a grey champion jump t-shirt. It's this one. I'm going to take a guess with this one. I'm going to say pit to pit is going to be 21, and I think length is going to be 24. That's my executive guess. Pit to pit is, oh man, I'm off already, 20. I was only 1 inch off, to be fair. That's not bad going. And then I said 24 for length, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be more like 22. 20. Oh man, 23.5. I was so close. I was 0.5 of an inch off with my guess, which I think is pretty good going. Alright, we are whizzing through these. We are getting there. This is such a job of all time. This is so much measuring. But it is my own fault for being lazy. Should have done it in the first place. It's the whole reason why I'm doing it now. Because I know it's a job that needs doing. It's not a job I want to do, but I know it's a job I should do. The funnest part of selling clothes, or just selling in general online, is buying the stuff. I think we can all be in agreement that the most entertaining part is buying things, like when it arrives or when you go out sourcing and stuff like that. That is the most entertaining part of selling online. All of the other bits are kind of just the bit in between the fun bit, I feel like. Like when this was delivered, it feels like Christmas because you don't know what's coming. So it's just like, you just get kind of excited to dig through and see what you have. Or pulling up to the car boot and finding things that are at the car boot when you find an absolute gem. Good days. I'm kind of debating going to the car boot tomorrow, but I'm undecided. It's like I love going to the car boots, but because I'm only really focusing on clothes, and I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough in like certain brands and stuff like that. I mean, there's no harm in going, I guess, right? I can always just go and not spend any money if I don't find things that I know are valuable, but maybe I should. Maybe I should go. Make a good YouTube video too. Record me going to the car boot. Clickbait title, OMG, I found, what can I find that's really expensive? I found a Louis Vuitton Supreme collab jumper, which sell for like 16 grand, £5 at a car boot. I feel like you can't really use a title like that unless you actually, actually discover something like that. I feel like the type of talk that I'm doing at the moment is it called Lego talk, when you're focused on doing something else but you're talking because you're talking. I'm pretty sure it's called Lego talk. The same thing as pillow talk, I think. 26. But I feel like I'm improving at it. When I first started doing this, I was finding it really difficult to talk whilst measuring and then remembering the measurements whilst I was putting them in. I feel like in the last hour that I've been doing it, my ability to do that has improved. I'm just having a conversation out loud and a separate conversation in my head. We are ploughing through these slowly. We have this little Adidas windbreaker coat going on. This one's also huge, so I think I'm going to have to do some mathematical equations to measure the length on this one. I'll have to do it for the pit to pit as well. I will. Oh my goodness. 26 plus 3. 29. Is that quick math? It's this guy. Pit to pit 29. What's up, Raj? How you doing, man? I hope you're having a fantastic day. You have joined a very exciting live stream today, good sir. Of a lot of measurements going on. 20, what was that, 26, 27, 28. I've been doing this for about an hour. Pretty much the exact same thing. Over and over and over and over and over again. We're almost there. We're over halfway. We are comfortably over halfway now. But I appreciate you popping onto the stream. I don't recognise your name. I don't know if I've seen your name before, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. This next one is a A6. Little A6 jumper going on. It kind of feels like, what's that like new platform that loads of people are selling on? Where it's like videos and they're like auctioning off the things on the videos. I can't remember the name of it. I've heard quite a few people talking about it recently. It's kind of the vibe I'm giving off. We've got an A6 t-shirt. You can pick this one up right now. £4. Anyone want this one for £4? What is that platform called? I keep thinking WooCommerce, but I know it's not WooCommerce. That's just a website where you build your own website. This jumper right here. It's something like WooCommerce. I know that. I know that's not the name of that company. 22 inches. Next bottom is 21.5, we'll call that. I also set up all of those stream elements, so like if somebody subscribes, there'll be like a pop-up on screen and things like that. But then I realized with YouTube, like a lot of people have subscriptions private, so I assume it wouldn't pop up if somebody has like a private subscription, but if they have a public one, it would. I don't really know. I'm kind of unsure on how it works, because obviously on Twitch, it's just open, so if somebody follows you on Twitch, it will just say straight away. This one's huge as well, so I assume some math equations are going to have to come in with this one. But yeah, I don't really know what the whole deal is going to be with that when someone subscribes if I'm live, because I'm guessing it just won't say anything if they have private subscriptions, which I feel like most people do. I think it's automatically set to private. I might be wrong in saying that, but I feel like it is. Six. $26 plus 3. We are flying through them now. Been going for an hour and 20, and we're close. I say close to being done. I don't want to get my hopes up like that. There's still a fair few, but we are more than halfway. We are comfortably more than halfway through them now. That's what's important. That's what I'm holding on to not lose the will. This one we have like an A6 shell jacket, like a pink, like a festival looking jacket. I think this one's pretty cool. I hope the whole shell jacket trend comes back around. It's something like, I feel like you've got to be pretty confident to wear out. I haven't measured that pit's pit, have I? That's slightly above. 24.5. Whatnot, that's the name of the thing I was thinking of. WooCommerce, Whatnot, I was kind of close, I guess. I've actually never been on Whatnot. I think people sell things pretty cheap on there. I think that's like the whole vibe. 24. And it's like live streamed, kind of like TikTok Shop and stuff like that. But it looks fun. Like it looks like a fun way to sell things, to go live and have people like live bidding or live buying on items. I don't really know how it works, but it looks like a good time. I really wish I could play the music that I have like going on over the stream, because it's such a good vibe. But all you get to listen to is just my voice with nothing in the background, because YouTube would probably delete the live stream or just mute it if I had copyrighted music playing in the background, which kind of sucks because it's a good vibe. I think I also need to work on the thumbnails for the live streams, because I literally threw that one together in the span of about... It literally took me 30 seconds to put that together, because it was for a different thumbnail for a video that I was going to make but ended up not. And it literally took me about 30 seconds to make the thumbnail for it. And I'm like, should I use different thumbnails for each live stream, or I really don't know. Alright. We have some trousers going on now, which I saw earlier. These ones. Let's grab this guy's trouser template. Waist and inside leg. Get rid of his measurements. Her. Start on the inside leg. We have 26, 28 for the inside leg. I really hope I'm measuring a lot of these right as well. I only really think I'm not with trousers. I don't know why. I feel like maybe if I'm off by like 0.5 of an inch or an inch, I feel like it doesn't make that much of a difference really in terms of sizing. But I'm definitely doing the waist wrong. I think I'm supposed to times it by 2, but I feel like anyone that reads it will understand what I am trying to say if they look. We're close. I'd say we've probably got 10 more items to measure, and then we are done with the measuring of this stuff, which is good going. And then I've got like 60 items to wash, iron, and measure. This one was another car boot pickup. It's just a little Nike SB top. I think I paid £2 or £3 for this one. Maybe. I don't know if it's considered like an overpay or not. Like, I just don't know clothes well enough, really. I like this. I would pay like £10 for this jumper, but I don't know how common they are. Everybody might be able to pick these up from car boots. I mean, they're definitely common. It's just Nike SB, but 23 inches pit to pit on that one. Go find them first. Oh, I need to change that one back to the right measurements. Get rid of these. I'll recopy this one, and I was trying so hard to remember what what measurements I said, 23, but I completely forgot. Not 232, 23. Length, we have 24.5. Big. Another one bites the dust. So far in this stream we have separated colours for washing. And we will have measured all of the clothes that were previously listed, which is pretty good going. That's a decent chunk of stuff done. And then after this we'll go through and we'll just copy and paste these descriptions across to all of the listings on eBay as well. So all the ones on eBay have the measurements, and then hopefully, and we'll do the same on Vinted as well, but then hopefully people will stop saying, "Can I have the measurements on this, please?" A lot of the times I just ignore the message, which is so bad. I know that's really not what you should do. If you want to get the sale, you tell them the measurements, and the few times that I have told them the measurements have resulted in me getting the sale, but it's just so long. Pits one's 26. Length, we have, I'm going to say 26 on this one too, I think. Yeah, 26. Yeah, it's just a bit of a nightmare of dealing with the messages. It was always one of my least favourite parts, and I had this one guy on Depop, and I was convinced that he was going to return the item. He was like, "Can I get the measurements?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, sure." Gave him the measurements. I just did pit and length like I'm doing now. And he was still asking loads of questions. Then he was like, can you measure the neck of the item? So I got it out again and I measured the neck. And then a few days later he was like, can I also have like the width of the sleeve? So I went back and measured the width of the sleeve. And then he was like, does it have any stains? And I was like, no, you can see in the pictures there's no stains on this t-shirt. It was such an ordeal. And it was for like, I sold the top for like a £5. Like maybe it wasn't a £5. It was like, it wasn't much more. It was like £6 or £7, like cheap. And this guy just wanted to know the ins and outs. Wanted to know, I love this t-shirt. I don't know how this hasn't sold yet. New with tags, Invicta. Crazy vibe. Yeah, and this guy was just constantly asking questions. It went on for like 4 days. Of him asking a question, me giving him the answer, him then asking another question, me giving him the answer, him asking a question, me sending him pictures to prove my previous answer. God, it was a nightmare. It just went on forever. But he did buy it, and he didn't return it. I was really expecting him to return it, but he didn't end up returning it, so I can't complain too much. Alright, pit to pit on this bad boy was 23.5. Length. This is like the most random content to live stream to YouTube in my mind. I don't know why. 26, 28. Just like, I don't know, people live stream them playing games, or they'll be doing some like crazy stuff. Like I watch a lot of skate content, and there's a skater called Ricky Glazer who he's doing like IRL live streams and things. It's such good content. Like it's just brilliant content to watch. I don't catch them live because he lives in the US. I just watch the VODs like in the background, kind of similar to what like people could do with this. And they're like 4 hour long streams, but it's constantly doing something exciting. Whereas all I'm doing is measuring what appears to be like the same items of clothing just over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I'm having a good time streaming it. Maybe that's all that matters. It just gives me more motivation and a purpose. Like if I wasn't, I know for a fact actually, if I wasn't streaming, and I was just doing this like on my own fruition, I would be going way slower because I would be going on my phone constantly. I'd be replying to messages. I probably would have gone downstairs and like made myself lunch or something. Maybe gone out for a walk. 22. Maybe that was a bit of an exaggeration, but I would have been on my phone and going a lot slower. So I feel like me streaming it kind of pushes me to like, I can't just kind of like sit and potato because I feel like I'm being held kind of accountable. So it kind of helps actually, I guess, in like a weird way, in a good way. But I reckon I would definitely be a couple of items behind if we weren't streaming me doing this. Oh, we are getting so close. I think there was more than 10 items. When I said there was 10, I reckon there was probably still like 15, maybe. I reckon now there's probably about 10. Got this Dragon Ball Z top. Sick. Another car boot pickup. This one was like £2, I think. I was expecting it to sell kind of quick on Vinted, but it is still sat there. It's pretty cheap as well. I think it's listed for like £4 or £5. There is a bit of stain on the arm though, which I didn't see when I bought it, the car boot. You can kind of see it in the main picture actually, like here. It's a pretty bad stain. I don't know how I didn't spot that. I think I just get flustered when I'm at the car boot and I struggle to check things like well. Was it 19 inches? It was 19 inches. That's what she said. Maybe not. Minus 18 inches from that. 26. I thought that was kind of funny. That made myself giggle a little bit too much there, maybe. need to avoid banging into the mic. I've done it a couple of times now. It's kind of difficult to avoid because I'm just not really paying attention to what's going on around me. I really need to work out like a proper storage system for like somewhere to put all of these clothes so that things are like easier to find when they sell as well. It's just difficult when you're doing it from your room, and like I don't have anywhere else in the house that I can do it because I live with my parents. But I don't want it to look like super messy of just like a big pile. They are all folded and like stacked neatly, but it's inconvenient to like find the items. And it still looks, even though they're folded nice, it just looks like a mess because there's just a massive pile of clothes in the corner of the room. It's another thing that I need to work out. I was kind of thinking of like buying some sort of shelving so it's more like vertical, but then I don't really want like industrial shelving in my room, and yeah, I don't know. Difficult to say. That's a job for another day. Maybe like that would make a good YouTube video. Spending some time working out what to do, and then maybe building something, or just going out and buying something from like IKEA and building that. I'm not sure, but I need to do something. But I also don't want to sink like money pointlessly into things like that until it's actually turning over like a decent amount of money. Like I could just do that out of my own pocket, but I don't know. Whenever I'm like setting something up, like a side hustle or like a business or something, I always really like it to be kind of self-contained. Like the money that's spent on it is money that's generated from within. I don't know why I always have that kind of like thing, but it just feels like a good way to go about doing things, because then you don't really have to use any of your own money. If that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, but in my head, whenever I'm buying stuff for something that I'm setting up, I like it to come from what's being set up, and then it's kind of like its own self-contained ecosystem. I think the reason why I'm actually kind of like that is because I'm trying to work out how I'm going to measure this one. Like, do I go from like the shoulder maybe, because it's got a super low cut neck? Yeah, I think it's because when I originally started the reselling business, that was started from actually zero, and just all of the money was just reinvested straight back in. And it feels good when you do it that way. Like it's just a nice feeling way to grow something. I am going to do this one from the shoulder. 27 inches. But maybe I hinder myself by doing it like that. Maybe I slow myself down. Just give myself like a therapy session. Like just trying to work stuff out in my brain while streaming and measuring M&S fleece jumpers. Oh, I don't want that pile to fall over. Alright, I think this is the very last pair of trousers that we have to measure, which is nice. Oh, I'm so excited to be finished with this portion of the jobs that need doing. It was fun when I started, but now that I've been doing it for an hour and 38 minutes, the fun has worn off a little bit, I think. A few of these need their pictures redoing, because I redid pictures for a bunch of things, and there are a few things that I didn't. I can't remember why, but there was a couple of bits that I didn't redo them for that could do with being redone. Alright, leg length 26 plus 3, so 29. Oh, I need to change this again, don't I? Pull out the trousers. 29. Don't forget 29, Corey. You do not need to turn around. Just remember the number 29. Leg length 29. Nice. Waist. We have 14.5, I think we're going to call that. Very good, very nice. we're so close. I think we have like 3 items left maybe. Like we're pretty much there. And then I need to restack it all back up so it's actually kind of neatly stacked in the corner again instead of all piled up on top of these boxes. This coat, oh, we're down to 2 items, nice. This coat I think is going to take forever to sell. It's like a really thick winter coat. It's Adidas, but it's just like super cracked and it's just like it's not really that nice. I think someone sent me an offer for like £1 for it. I was so tempted to take that offer. I probably should have, just to get it out of my way and get it gone. Alright, 2 items left, and then we can sit down and we can start transferring all of these descriptions to eBay and Vinted. Oh, I need to change this again, don't I? Swap this over to these. Pit and length. I feel kind of cheeky there, just keep using the same guy's store, but I mean, all I'm doing is just copying something that I could copy from my own ones anyway, I guess. Actually, I'll copy and paste this across as well. Alright. Pit to pit, for this one we have 26 again. I'm getting like a bit of an endorphin rush because I know that I'm nearly done. Like, yes, I can sit down for 5 minutes. 26 plus 5, 4.5. So, what did I say? 26, so 32.5. I hope that was good maths. Alright boys, we're down to the last one. We're on the final jumper coat, actually it is. And then we are donezo. Kind of. I then need to stack them all back up nicely, but we're pretty much donezo. It feels weird seeing the floor in that part of my room because it's been so long. Finishing on an absolute ginormous coat as well. Fila Pro line, like ski coat. It's one of those reversible ones, I think, so it's like a double-sided type of thing. It's a pretty nice coat. I've been thinking recently I really want to go on like a snowboarding holiday. I don't know how to snowboard, but I think it would be sick to do. If this coat doesn't sell before, if I end up doing that, I think I'm going to wear this. I think I'm going to take this actually snowboarding. I'll take some sick pictures for like Depop and eBay. Or I could ruin the coat. It would be one of the two. Pit to pit is 27 inches. We're going to call that. Length. This is the final time that we're going to have to do this for this group of stuff. 26 plus 2. 28. Alright. Measurements are complete. That took an absolute eternity. What's going on here? I'm just clicking on all the wrong things now. I'm just getting too excited. Alright, let's stack all of this back up nicely in the corner. And then we can transfer that description across to eBay and the measurements across to Vinted as well. Happy days. It took pretty much like almost 2 hours to do that, which is quite a long time for measuring all of that stuff, but it's done now. A 2-hour job is complete, which I'm quite satisfied about. I don't really know how well you can hear me whilst I'm in this part of my room. I'm kind of near my mic, but I'm also like facing a little corner, speaking into the corner. You might be able to hear me, unsure. If you can, all I'm doing right now is stacking this stuff, trying to make sure it all stays folded so it stays nice and doesn't get too creased. There's one pile down. It's annoying when stuff sells because I don't really have like a a good SKU system or anything. It's literally just in 2 piles, so all I can really do is just kind of pull it, flick through all of the things like that are on their side and just hope that I spot it and pull it out. Otherwise I kind of have to start digging through everything, and it is a bit of a nightmare. But again, I just don't really have the space. I guess I could use the piles as SKU systems and just insert some like pieces of paper sticking out at certain points as like A1, and then I at least know it's in the A1 area, but it seems inefficient for how much stuff I have to spend ages doing that. I will be on the camera in a minute. I'm not just a ghost. Just want to get all of this stacked nicely. But we're pretty much done. Doesn't look as compressed as it did before, so it actually looks like even more stuff again now. It's a little bit of a nightmare, this stuff. Actually, this was stuff that needs listing again. Oh, we are done with the measurements. Oh my goodness, that took an incredibly long time. Good lord. I am happy that that is done now, though. Very content that all of those are done. I'm going to take a swig of my drink for the for the success of that. That took so long to do. How are we looking on the YouTubes? Quality's still looking fine. Nice, nice, nice. That felt very well deserved. I don't have any sound suppression on the mic at the moment because it was like messing up the mic. So if you got some really ASMR sounding gulps, then I apologize. All right, next job. Copy and paste all of those measurements. I'll go back through all of these listings again and just copy and paste I actually didn't do the measurements for that top, but this top needs some work. It needs washing and rephotographing. So I'll do the measurements for that top when I do the measurements for all of the new stuff, because that's going to be rephotographed with those anyway. Anyway. Let us start doing this. Edit. This is those A6 trousers. I don't need to hit edit for that. Should come down to the description. Let's condition. Oh man, it's gonna mess up the. I'm gonna have to do that for everyone. I guess the purpose of this part of the job is to make the descriptions look nice anyway. So, any possible imperfections? I don't know why that's looking so strange, but I think that's fine. Revise listing, nice. Now we just have to do that like 70 more times. I don't know if it's 70 actually. Let's take a look. How many items are here? 52. That's not that bad. A job that is worth doing. A job well done that's worth doing. That's how I'm seeing this. It's funny that I'm sinking like hours worth of work into listings that I already have, just because I'm sick of people messaging me asking for dimensions and stuff. Why did that one paste so well but the other one didn't? Try and just fly through these quickly, because then I also have to go through and copy the measurements onto Vinted as well. I'm not copying the full descriptions onto Vinted because, from what I'm aware, you're not allowed to sell as a business on Vinted. I'm not saying that I'm a business, you know. I'm not some big I'm not some big corporate business. But maybe I am selling the same stuff on Vinted that I am on eBay and Depop. So it's just my personal wardrobe, you know, it's all just my clothes. I've had these clothes for years, to be fair. The stuff that's already up, so technically. But I don't want to copy across like the thank you for looking through our store, blah, 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 because that probably isn't really what Vinted want in their on their platform. I know business sellers can sell in France on Vinted, just not in anywhere else, which kind of sucks. But this one I can ignore actually, because that's the one that I need to redo the measurements for and redo the pictures. I'm a big believer. Oh, I just copied the measurements. I'm a big believer in you shouldn't spend too long like thinking up the name of a business, because it's not that important. Like, one of the biggest companies in the world is literally called Apple, which, like, it sounds cool when you put it in like context of the branding of Apple. It seems like a cool thing. However, before Apple really existed, the word apple just meant an apple. It's the exact same as calling a business like grape, you know. But I was pretty proud of the name Vox. I think the name Vox is, I was about to copy the same one. I think the name Vox is like quite a cool clothing store name. Vox shop, I don't know why, it just gives me like a cool vibe. And I was kind of surprised that like Vox shop is used on a lot of things. Like, it was used on TikTok, but I think I got like .vox shop or .vox store or something like that. Alright, we're kind of flying through these. This is a little bit quicker than what am I trying to say? This is a bit quicker than measuring all of the items. I know what I was trying to say. I'm just thinking of like 1,000 things at the same time right now. I didn't really consider it to be like, I didn't even think about it being difficult to kind of like commentate or like narrate myself whilst I'm doing this. One of the things that I've learned, I've been in sales for quite a long time. I've been doing sales now for like 4 years, like actual like telesales. That's like the job roles that I've had from other places. One thing that you're never supposed to do, good tip for anyone that wants to get into sales, never self-talk. So don't talk like through what you're doing. And I think that's something that kind of transfers across to live streaming as well. Like, if I was just sat here and I was like, okay, now I'm going to click edit. Actually, no, I'm going to click back. I wasn't supposed to click edit. I was supposed to click show more. Then I was supposed to copy this. I'm just going to hit Control Z and copy this over to here. Like, it's just not like, it's not really what people want to hear when they're like, on the other end of like a phone call. They don't really want to hear you just talk, like self-talking and telling people like what you're doing just for the fact of like filling air or like filling space. So I guess I kind of like, I have a little bit of knowledge on how to do that from, oh, bugger, did I just do that one or this one? I guess I can double check actually. I think I've just done this one, but I need to double check. Yeah, so I have a little bit of skill in filling air by actually speaking. I had done this one, but it's hard, especially when you're trying to like remember what you're doing. Once you've like got into a pattern, you're doing like a specific thing over and over and over again, it gets easier. Similar like with when I was doing the measurements, it got easier just to speak about what I was doing as I was doing it, because this is like a new job that I'm doing. I'm kind of just forgetting as I'm doing it, but there's a lot of things I need to remember in the process of, I think I've just clicked on the wrong ones again, haven't I? I did. Point proven. Case point and proven right there. And I could go slower and actually just use my brain and actually kind of talk properly whilst I'm doing it. Why did that one paste weird? Why was the other one fine but this one decides to paste strange? I don't understand. But I want to get these jobs done. I still want to go out on my Saturday. I want to go out and do something. I might go out for food or something like that maybe. And I do not want to be sat here all day just doing this little job. Because once I've done this, I need to go out and I need to start washing those clothes actually. Because then I can begin, I'm guessing the ironing and photographing is going to have to be a separate stream again, because I have to dedicate like a whole day when I do that. It's not something that I can just kind of like do quickly. It's a very long job, so that's probably going to have to be a separate stream again. So anyone who was here or who was watching the VOD for the ironing content, you may have to wait. I'm sorry to tell you, but the ironing content may be a stream for another day, because it would just take an incredibly long time. It's like hours worth of time, as opposed to like doing the measurements and doing this 2-3 hours maybe maximum. Doing it the other way, very long time. Or doing the ironing and stuff, yeah, I would just be here for an absolute lifetime. It would take so long. Like, how long have we been streaming for now? 2 hours. Which is fairly good going, and we've got quite a lot done in this 2 hours. We've sorted out the stuff from the wholesale order of like colors of what's going to be washed in certain colors. We have just finished measuring all of these items, and now all I need to do is just go through and copy the listing descriptions from Depop to eBay and Vinted with the measurements in, and then we're pretty much Gucci. Like, that's a decent chunk of stuff done for today. And then obviously I need to wash all of those things as well, but I'm not going to do that on the stream because I don't have a washing machine in my room. I feel like that would the stream would just be my room empty because I would be downstairs. I need to stop hitting the wrong buttons whilst I'm doing this. It's really difficult to like focus on what I'm doing whilst I'm doing it. It's weird when you stream like playing a game on like Twitch or something. It's actually easier to like kind of like commentate and talk through what you're doing. I don't know why there's so much like brain power focused into doing this that makes it kind of difficult to properly speak through what I'm doing. But I guess I am just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I've been trying to think of like what videos I should be making for this channel. I kind of want them all to be like, I don't want to make a video for the sake of making a video like I used to. Like when I make a video, I want it to be of like a specific purpose, or like I want to feel good about the video. It's not to say, like, I feel like I probably still will do like what sold videos and things like that, because they're like a staple. They're pretty easy to do, they're pretty nice to watch, they're easy to edit. So I probably will do like what sold videos and things like that. But I want to come up with like cool video ideas, like interesting video ideas. I guess of like me going sourcing could be like one, or I keep hitting the wrong buttons, or like me sorting out like the storage and stuff like that, and trying to work out like if I have to build something and things, like would be kind of entertaining. But I was saying prior to, I kind of want all of my videos now to like, I was going back through my old videos on this channel, and I didn't really like the way that I came off on camera. Not that I wasn't coming off in like a dickish way, but like it was more like I'm knowledgeable on this kind of stuff, like this is how I do this is how blah blah blah. Whereas now I kind of just want it to be a bit more real, and it feels just more like me talking to a friend or like a colleague whilst I'm at work. Like that's the vibe that I kind of just want to give off on the channel, because it's more just me. Like, you don't have to put on some big like, welcome to this video, today we're going to be doing this, that and this. It's more just like, hi, I make mistakes sometimes, I do things right sometimes, you can watch me do both, and you can laugh at me or laugh with me. That's kind of the vibe that I wanted this channel to go more down the direction of. And I also just enjoy making videos too, and I kind of like the idea of building the channel back up, because it gives you a little bit of leverage in certain situations as well, like especially reselling clothes. Like the people that I bought this stuff from, I've seen them sponsor other people before for like videos. Like it would be nice to be like, hey, I have this YouTube channel, I make videos, they get, I don't know, it'd be nice to get up to like a couple thousand views per video. and be like, you want to hook a brother up for this for this video? I'll give you guys a shout out, like point people in your direction. That's one of the reasons why I haven't mentioned who they are. One, because I did put them on blast a little bit, and I was like, yeah, they've got kind of mixed reviews, XYZ. The stuff I got from them, I was fairly content with. I clicked on the wrong one, didn't I? But it would be nice to just be able to build up like the channel a little bit, and then go in with some leverage and be like, hey, I'm just about to place an order. I actually make videos that other people in this kind of niche watch sometimes. You want to give me like a discount code for people to use, or you know what I mean? Just like mutually beneficial for everyone involved. That would be like the vibe. It would be kind of nice to do. I feel like it's just always so worth, if you have like a reselling type of business, to also have some sort of, why do some of the descriptions go like this? I don't understand. Yeah, it's also nice to have like a bit of a social media presence if you have like a reseller business. One, because it's just good motivational wise. People like to watch. But it also gives you a bit of leverage, and also like people who watch might see something that they like and they'll be like, you know what, I want to buy that from you. It makes things easy with suppliers for like wholesale orders. You can get like hooked up and things like that. There's so many perks to it, which is kind of partially the reason why I was like, yeah, maybe I will start it back up whilst I'm documenting this. The main purpose obviously being the fact of documenting the process of, because I documented pretty much the beginning until end of the previous business, and it's so nice having all of that content there. Like hours and hours and hours, like over 100 videos. Oh man, I just copied the wrong description. That I can go back and watch through. And like they weren't all just like work videos. Like I had like a vlogisode series of like 20 different like vlogs of when I was like going on holiday somewhere, or like going down to Cornwall for a few days, or when it snowed, and I did a vlogisode for that. And it's just really nice to watch back on. So I kind of want the same thing to happen like this time around whilst I'm building up this clothing business, because it's just always so nice to have that stuff to kind of look back on. I'm on an absolute yapathon at the moment. I'm just waffling about everything and nothing that is coming to my mind whilst I am doing this, but this is a very mundane task of just copying and pasting one thing from one place to another. It's scenarios like this when I kind of wish that I could just have like music playing in the background and YouTube wouldn't mind, because then I wouldn't have to speak as much, and anyone who's watching on the VOD or watching live can just kind of vibe and just chill. But if I don't speak and I don't have any music in the background, I'm just going to be sat here in silence, which isn't really very entertaining for anyone watching, and also I would just feel awkward just sat here being broadcast to the world in silence. I'd probably forget I was streaming, to be honest. At a certain point, end up doing like a 48-hour live stream by accident because I forget that I'm streaming. I'm so happy that I have the measurements done for all of these now. It's such a big job that I've been putting off for so long. I feel very content that it is finally done. Which one did I just do? I keep forgetting. I just did that one, didn't I? So I'm on this one right here. This one. This is another one of those jobs where it's just like definition of insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over again. Like it feels like I'm getting through them, but it's not just eBay I have to do this on. I then have to also copy all of these across to Vinted as well. I think Vinted and Depop are the places where I get most messages of people asking for dimensions and like sizes of the clothing. I don't know if I've had any messages on eBay actually of people asking for the sizes, which is kind of strange. I wonder if there's a reason for that. People on eBay care less. The listings are less visible on eBay, maybe, because there's so many listings on eBay compared to Depop and Vinted. I don't know. Although I'm pretty sure Depop has like a bit of a problem where there's more sellers than buyers on Depop. I might be wrong in saying that, but I heard somebody say it. and I wouldn't be surprised. But I do get some buys on Depop. I've had more on Depop than I have on eBay. Maybe more on Depop than I have on Vinted, or maybe Depop and Vinted are about equal. I'm not too sure. Alright, almost halfway through the eBay ones. What top is this? Champion. The music that we have in the background is such a vibe. It's so depressing that I can't play this. I can't play it out loud, which is a bit of a shame. Part of me was just thinking, like, should I post on Instagram and say that I'm live at the moment? But I'm not doing anything that exciting, and once this is done, I then have to kind of come up with the executive decision of, is that it for the stream today, or is there more that I can do and stream? Like, I would like it to be like a super long stream. Is this champion or feeler? Champion. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to spend my entire Saturday just doing this, because I do want to get food. I haven't eaten yet, and it's 1:20 Well, that's probably my own fault. Maybe I should have eaten before the stream. I do actually have like a be right back screen, so I could just leave the stream running, put the be right back screen on, and then when I get back, start the ironing there. That's also an option, I guess. I'm like losing my mind as I'm doing this. Did I just do the description? I know this was the one that I was doing, but did I copy the description? I did. Okay. So I am on this one, which is that one. I have a couple of these that look fairly similar, so I need to be kind of cautious with these ones that I don't put the wrong measurements on, because that would be an instant return if somebody bought it. Although the sizes aren't that different on them, actually. And I would be very surprised. I know there's people out there that would do it, but I would be surprised if there was a buyer that bought it and then measured it when it got there, and they were like, this is 2 inches incorrect. This is 2 inches different to the size that you listed it as. I would like to return this, please. This one, I've already done this one. This is the one I'm on, Vans. Where are you? I know you're here because I edited you 2 minutes ago. Oh, like an hour ago. Bro, where is this? Vans. Guarantee I've got to scroll past it like 4 times already. What the hell, dog? There it is. It took a while. A lot of these have quite a few views on Depop. Nobody's bought them. I guess clicks-wise, this has only had 7, but 560 views. People scrolling past it feels like quite a lot, which is another reason why I feel like maybe I should like switch up the way I'm doing pictures, like try and put something a bit more interesting in them that makes people click on them. I don't really know. But I feel like I should do something to switch them up, but I just don't really know what that is. I did debate doing like try-on pictures, but I have so many different sizes of stuff. Like some stuff will be too small, some stuff will be way too big. And I kind of want all of the pictures to be like coherent, so they're all like the same type of style. Because when I set up the Shopify store for like a catalog, I feel like it will just look better if all of the pictures of the clothes are all kind of in like the same style, as opposed to having them all different types of pictures here, there, and everywhere. Some of them are me trying them on, some of them are laid out on the floor, some are on a mannequin, if I eventually get like a mannequin to style clothes. I don't know. I don't really think I could get a mannequin in this room, to be honest. There just wouldn't really be enough space, and I wouldn't feel comfortable sleeping with a mannequin staring over me. It would kind of freak me out a bit. They freak me out when they're in shops. I had this thing with mannequins when I was younger where they did really creep me out. I don't know why. Just something about like a a humanoid figure that's not human. What's the term for that? There's a it's like creepypasta, but the word isn't creepypasta. What's the word for that? I don't know. I'm sure it'll come to mind. But the thing when something creeps you out because it's like it looks human, but it's not quite human. Something valley. Uncanny valley. That's the word I was looking for. I get uncanny valley vibes from mannequins. So maybe buying a mannequin to model clothes isn't the best idea, because I don't really want one of those creepy looking things in the corner of my room whilst I'm sleeping, like a demon watching over me whilst I'm trying to get my me's. We are grinding through these though. We are getting there. One thing that would be nice as well, once everything's kind of up and running and I have like a system in place and like this is like actually turning over like profit that makes it worthy of being classed as a business, because right now it really is what you would consider like just a side hobby of like a couple £100 a month. I know there's a bunch of platforms that you can use where you can auto cross list and auto manage listings across multiple platforms. I've had a look at a few already. A lot of them have monthly kind of subscriptions, which is, they're not super expensive. It's just based on the amount of listings that you have. It'll make my life so easy, or so much easier, because instead of, I'm trying to list like 4 items a day when I have the items to list. So like it'll be the same with these. I'll do 4 a day until I have none left. But it'll be nice to have like one software where I can list it on that software and it will list all 4 across all 3 platforms that I'm listing on all at the same time, as opposed to me having to redo the same listing 3 separate times. It will just speed up the whole thing so much more. And then when stuff sells, it will automatically delist it too. As opposed to me having to delist it and ever run into the potential issue of double selling something on 2 platforms if I forget to delist it, or if in some weird scenario it gets bought at the same time on both separate platforms. Like, I know that software's out there because I've looked at a couple of companies that do it, but it's not something that I'm going to put money into until this business is like bringing a consistent monthly profit through. Otherwise it'll just be a waste of money and time. Like, it's very manageable just doing it myself at the moment. But as it scales, that will be a good direction to take. Which one was this? The yellow sleeves. Let's get this guy across. This is like the most random content to be watching. For anyone who's watching this live, or just watching it back as well, like if you're watching the VOD, this is really like just something that you would watch in the background. I feel like this definitely isn't main monitor content. This is kind of background. I'm doing stuff, but I want something in the background. Appreciate anyone who is watching as well, by the way, and watching on the VODs. More so watching on the VODs. When you catch something like this live, it's a bit of a different vibe, I find. When you watch a live back and it's not live, even though it's the exact same thing, there's something that feels slightly different about it. At least to me there is. I don't really know why. But I very much appreciate the people who are going to watch this back on the VOD, if anybody does, and they've got this far in. Of how far in are we? Like 2 hours, 15 minutes in. Dedication, and also boosting the watch hours, because I need to get up to 4K, and I'm currently at like, I don't know, I'm probably at like 25 from when I restarted uploading again. Like we have some mileage to make up. There is a bit of distance that we need to do. Did I just do this one? I did do this one. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be couple of months, maybe even like a year's worth of just like staying active on this channel again and uploading and things for it to ever become monetized again. It is an absolute mission. I remember for me to hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I think it took almost 2 years. And then once I started doing like collaborations and joining other people's lives and stuff like that, your growth speeds up a bit more because you get kind of exposed to people who are like, oh, I didn't know this person existed. And that's how your channel grows a bit quicker. Like when I would do like live streams back in the day with like Andrew from Money Mental UK. I was on Nick and Andrew's channel 2 or 3 times, I think, on like live streams. KLC Reselling, I wonder what she's doing now. I haven't even thought of that name for a very long time. Yeah, it was just like a really good way to help kind of grow the channel, because you just get exposed to people who are like, oh, I know this person existed. This one is Tommy Hilfiger. I have 2 striped Tommy Hilfiger ones, so no, it's not that one, it's that one. Also, part of me wishes that, I know I did it as well, so I can't really like say anything, but Ben Fitzpatrick was like one of the main reasons why I first got into reselling. I used to watch his videos and I absolutely loved them. Like a lot of stuff that I learned to pick up to resell and stuff all came from him. And when he quit and made all of his videos private, it was like a piece of my history, a piece of my past that was just gone. But I guess I can't say anything because I did the exact same thing. So I made all of my old videos private too. But I'm here. I'm live streaming right now. We've uploaded a couple of videos, you know what I'm saying? Where are you, Ben? I know there's no chance in hell that Ben will watch this. I did see that he was at eBay Live, whenever it was, this week or whenever, which I was kind of surprised about. I didn't know that he was still selling on eBay. But I did spot that he was there. I saw him post it on Instagram. And I think Nick and Andrea won that, right? They won like the UK content creators thing at eBay Live, which was kind of cool. Alright, we are making some good progress now. We've almost done all of them on eBay. Oh, I just got a Vinted notification. Was it a sale? Probably not. No, just an item getting favorited. The usual. Something that I've noticed that happens a lot on Depop and Vinted, which I find a bit irritating, I don't really understand it, is if somebody sends you an offer for something, I'm quick to accept or counter. Like I'll do it as soon as I see the notification. Like sometimes it can be within a minute of it being sent, I will have replied. And sometimes they'll accept the offer, they just never pay. It happens more than they do pay, which is weird. To me, that doesn't really make much sense. Like, why do people do that? I don't know. Like, if I send an offer on something, is that not because I want to buy it? I don't know. Apparently not. If somebody accepts your offer within like 30 seconds of you sending it, surely you'd be like, all right, I'll pay for this now. I just sent you an offer because I wanted to buy it for this much and you've said that you'll sell it for this much. It's like, imagine going to a car boot sale and you pick someone up and you're like, hey, will you sell this? Or they're like, yeah, that's £10. And you're like, £10 a little bit too much. Would you do it for £5? And they're like, yeah, sure, I'll sell it for £5. And then you don't say anything, you just put the item back down on the table and walk off. That's like the same vibe that it gives me. There's nobody out there doing that. Why is that a thing on these platforms? I feel like it should be like a, if you make an offer, the money should just be put on hold for that. And like, if you accept the offer, the money's just transferred straight to the seller and it's a sale. And then it would, what top was this? Grey Champion. Then you would completely avoid things like that happening because it's so common. Like, out of 10 offers I might receive, 4 might pay. I don't know if that's just like a bad ratio for me if I'm doing something wrong, but I don't really know what I could do wrong. All I'm doing is just accepting an offer that somebody sent me. So I'm guessing it's not just me that has it like that. I feel like on eBay, when people send offers, it's almost guaranteed that they're going to pay for it. It just seems to be on Depop and Vinted. People will send offers. You'll accept it within like a minute of them sending it, and that's it. End of story. They don't pay. They just sent an offer. You accept, and then they put it back down on the table and fuck off and go and do something else. Alright, measurements for eBay are almost done. I know I've said it so many times, but it's such a shame that I can't play music on stream, because the song that's playing right now, it's such a vibe. Some like old school boom bappy sampled hip hop thing. So nice. Clicked on the wrong one. Again, apologies for the ASMR gulping sounds if you can if you can hear that when I take a drink. I really need to work out some sort of like workaround with the noise suppression on this microphone. But it just seems to, why did that not paste properly? It just seems to cut off my voice, and I know it's just to do with like the levels and things like that, but it makes my voice sound all distorted. It's a decent microphone that I have as well, so I don't really know why it happens, but alright, how many do we have left on eBay? Surely not many. No, not many at all. Almost there. This has been a very productive work with me stream so far, though. I feel like I've got a good chunk of stuff done. I mean, we have put in like probably like 2.5 hours straight worth of stuff. It more just feels like back-end stuff, though. It's not really anything specific that's going to make me more money. Or I guess, oh, that might be a lie, actually, because there's so many messages that I get that I just ignore because people are asking for measurements of stuff. And when I give them the measurements, it's usually resulted in a sale. So maybe if the people can just see the measurements straight up, they'd be more likely to buy it without messaging me and me ignoring them and them not buying it. So maybe this work actually will... Oh, I've already done this top. God damn. Maybe this will result in more sales, potentially. Like, why was I doing it from here? I've already done all of these. I'm losing it. I know I've just done that one. Have I done this one? No. This is that feeler. American sports jacket looking thing. Which was low down here. Copy this across to here. I am curious to see how the bitrate and stuff on the stream is going to look once we end up wrapping all of this up. I'm really hoping it's going to look better quality than it did before, because the goal is slight quality improvements for every stream. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do to improve the quality for like the next stream that I end up doing, the next like work with me stream, because I don't really have the funds just to invest in some like crazy webcam that I can like take around with me, so I can actually show you guys like places and things that I'm going and doing, so you get better angles. And I also don't really have the funds to buy one of those like Bluetooth mics so that you can just constantly hear me and I don't have to be in front of the microphone the whole time. Those are like the two main like improvement of life, quality of life improvement things that I would like to have for the stream. And like if I really do get into like the habit of streaming consistently on this channel, then maybe I will start doing that. I don't know why I clicked through it like this, but I'll just copy this from here. Another thing that I do need to do is maybe just cook up. Oh, that looks so much better. I'm not going to go through all of them and do that again. There's no chance in hell. But that one looks nice. Yeah, something I do really need to go and do is maybe just batch make like a bunch of thumbnails for live streams. They're just kind of hard to make because it's like what would I have made like a thumbnail for this live stream in reality? Like me measuring a t-shirt, I guess, but then how do you make that look good as a thumbnail for like a clickable thumbnail for live streams? Do other people always just use like the same thumbnails when they do live streams? Do they switch it up a little bit and put like just the number of the live stream on it or something? I really don't know. Maybe I should have a little look around and see what other people do. Where is this one? There. Why does this one not have measurements on it? What? Have I just discovered a mistake? Oh, that's because this was one that... Wait, why is this in the non-listed pile? Alright, we're going back to some measuring content really quick. For some reason, this was in a pile of stuff that needs to be relisted. Whilst we are doing the job, we have to do the job right. Part of me, so much of me was like, we'll just not put the measurements on this one. I can't do that. I need to do it properly. Let's come back to here, copy this. Get rid of these. I was so close to not doing this. Every ounce of my body was like, one will be fine. Nobody's asked for the dimensions of this one, but no, we're doing this properly out here. 21, and 24.5. 24.5. Nice. All right. Give yourself a pat on the back, Corey, for doing that, because I was not. I was very, very ready to not get the measurements for that one. All right. Cool. And it means we can copy the description from here, which we have discovered makes them look better on eBay, but there's no chance in hell I'm going to spend another 15 minutes and go through and do all of that again. 15 minutes? Half an hour. More like maybe even 45 minutes. I don't know how long this has taken me. That was that kappa top there. Now we are onto this one. I don't know how this top on Depop hasn't had more love. To me, I think that this is a sick looking top, and it's only had one click. And it's been listed, or apparently it's only listed an hour ago. I guess it's kind of boosted them when I've added all of the changes to dimensions and stuff like that. But I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have more clicks, because I think it's a pretty cool looking t-shirt. Colorway and stuff like that, not something that I would really wear, but I can see a lot of people who are kind of more into like that funky, kind of like hip-hop baseball basketball jersey kind of look could definitely rock that. Chicago Bulls. I did this one early on, so it should be near the bottom somewhere. There we go. I don't know why, but every time I go to stream, I say every time like I've done it loads of times. I've only done it twice, so maybe that's why. But I always sit there for a while and I get like not like nervous, but I'm like, oh, should I start stream now? Should I not start stream now? Don't know why I keep feeling like that. And then when I click go, I'm fine instantly. But before I'm kind of like, oh, this is a little bit nerve-wracking going live. I don't know why. It's not like I've got like hundreds of people in the chat all expecting something incredible. Like, I feel like when you join these live streams, when it says work with me, it's gonna be quite obvious what I'm doing. I'm just just putting in a little bit of work. All right, we're getting there. We are so close to getting all of them done on eBay. 3 more to go. It's annoying when they do that, but I'm just leaving it as is. I think it's just because of how the text was prior to, maybe. As long as the descriptions have the measurements in them, that's all that matters. That is what I'm sick of people asking, and if the measurements are there, people will stop asking. Alright, is this the last one for eBizzler? Another thing that would just make life like so easy, like I was talking about earlier, to get one of those softwares, nice, we're on the last one, to get one of those softwares that manages all of your listings across all platforms, this job would be incredibly quick. I mean, it still would have taken like 2 hours to measure everything, but once I do it on Depop, I could just do it on the software that does it across all of them, and that would automatically update the listing on eBay, it would automatically update the listing on Vinted, as opposed to me having to spend like a few hours doing it individually across all of them. It would be instant. It like instant, which is such a good sales point for those type of softwares, and I definitely will end up getting one once this is scaled up a bit more. But for now, it's just not worth it. Like, I don't mind putting in the hours to do it, just to save that extra... Why did that not save? Just to save that... Oh, maybe I click preview. Just to save that extra amount per month. And that is all of the measurements updated on eBay as well. That took a incredibly long time, but it is done. I just have a drink to treat myself. And now, finally, the last step to do that exact same thing again, but for Vinted instead. We're just going to do them in order here. Edit listing. Starting, where was I here? Is this the right top? This is the right top. But for this one, I'm not copying the whole description. I'm just doing that. We have been putting in the work for these measurements, but again, it's so worth it. Also, like, it's just like if you want to have like a proper clothing store, I feel like this is something that you have to do. Like, you can't really not have your measurements on there. It just takes a lot of effort. It just takes a long time to catch up. But like, I'm going to call you ADP, just an easier name to say. Like ADP said, moving forwards, I will just measure them when I'm taking the pictures and take pictures of the measurements, and life will be so much easier because I will have all of the measurements whilst I'm listing the items, and I don't have to then go back through 72 different items to do all of that. I don't want to hide it. Is this what normal people do with their Saturdays? I feel like most people are probably going out, doing something kind of nice, something kind of exciting. Some people may be going out for food, going out for like a nice walk somewhere, spending time with family and loved ones, and I am cooped up inside my room, measuring and editing listings. I have a very interesting life. Someone at work yesterday was like, you doing anything nice this weekend? I think I said this earlier, actually. And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. My weekend plans are to measure clothes, clean them, iron them, and edit listings on Depop and Vinted. Those are my main plans for this weekend. I don't have any specific plans to go anywhere, to do anything. I am just doing boring things. It's not that boring. I'm having a good time doing it, and I get good like workplace satisfaction out of it as well. Like once it's done, I feel good. I don't like doing it in the process of. I don't hate doing it in the process of. It's just something that I need to do. But the feeling of when it's done is a nice feeling. Or actually, the nice feeling is when somebody buys something. That's the good feeling. That's the feeling that we're all waiting for. This song that you can't hear, also a big vibe. I'm just chilling. Pit, edit listing. Something that would be so sick, like long term with this channel. Obviously the goal of all of this is to work towards a house deposit. That's the point of this whole journey. That's kind of like the root of why we're doing what we're doing. That is our why. It will be so nice to kind of look back as well and be like, man, I did a 4-hour live stream of me just measuring and editing listings, and it will feel so worth it when eventually money that's being generated from this business is being put into buying a house, and I'll be like, the work that I did on this day that I can look back on made some sort of contribution to that. That's quite a nice like thought, and it was kind of part of the reason why I wanted to document the journey. And I don't want to end the listing. Yeah, I wanted to document it and then have everything to look back on and be like, I put in the work, I can be proud of myself, you know. I kind of want to buy, well, I do want to try and get a mortgage on my own. That's the goal currently. Whether that will stay the goal, TBD, you know, it's a to be decided. But I want to work and get a mortgage on my own, which in this day and age, when you're in your 20s, getting a mortgage on your own is not very easy. Like, I feel like you have to kind of do things that other people are a bit less willing to do with their Saturdays, maybe, to try and be able to get a mortgage on your own. But we're out here working a full-time job, a part-time job, and setting up a side hustle, which you are currently witnessing right now, to try and get there. So it will happen. I'm determined to make it happen, so we will get there. Whether it will be like a year, could even be like 2 years, I don't know, but we'll document the whole way through. And then the rewarding content that would be so fun to make would be to actually buy the house and then start saving up to like renovate the house and put money into kind of like adding value to the property. I think that would be sick. And it would also be nice to look back at like me a year ago, me a year before, me 2 years before, saying that and being like, I'm really looking forward to putting in the work and seeing the results. I have been on an absolute yapathon for the last like 2 hours. You can kind of hear it in my voice. talking for 3 hours straight can be a little bit painful. We are making our way through, almost halfway through the Vinted listings, I would say. This also means I have a bunch of messages of people that I haven't replied to who have asked for dimensions of clothes. They might not be interested anymore because I've probably left it too long, but I can now go back and reply to all of those messages and be like, hey, sorry for spending, you know, weeks to get back to you. But I've updated the listing and have the sizes on there and stuff like that now. Might result in 1 or 2 sales because there's probably, across all platforms, I probably have maybe like 10 messages of that. But if somebody says, can you measure the sleeve dimensions, I'm gonna blow a gasket. I'm not going back and measuring again. I am done with my measurements for now. I'm here, aren't I? Which is this one. This one, it's kind of annoying that some of the listings are jumping to the top and some of them aren't on Vinted. I don't know why that's happening, but it's making it a little bit harder to follow along with where I am. The paint on this is so upsetting. You can see it so much better in these pictures. Such a nice jumper. Kind of gutting that it ended up with paint on it. I don't even know how it happened, where it came from. But it didn't have paint on it when I first bought it. Which kind of sucks. Also, ADP, if you're still there, something I was thinking of doing on streams, can do one whilst we're here if you wanted me to, is doing like reviews for other people's stuff. So like there's in the description of this stream, there is a Google form which you can just put in like your YouTube name and a link through to your store, and we can like review them live on stream, which I thought would be like quite an entertaining an interesting thing to do. Where are we? Here. Apologies if you can hear shouting in the background of the stream as well. There are a lot of people home at the moment. Edit this one. We are grinding through. We are close to being done. Just over halfway with these ones now, which is kind of nice. Feels so good to get all of this done. This has been a job that I've been putting off for a very long time. And to finally have it done will be a nice feeling. Although it is going to be a never-ending cycle, because the money that comes from these sales, the money that comes from the sales of the other things will just go into buying more, which means more measuring, more updating listings. It won't be updating listings in the future, I guess, because we're going to be doing it whilst we take the pictures and stuff, so it will be a slightly different vibe. This is just me catching up with me being lazy when I first started doing it. we're going full focus mode right now. I'm just trying to whiz through these as fast as I possibly can. And we are getting through them. We are making some good progress right now. Have we had any responses? I don't think so. I don't think many people have really joined the stream. It's such a random time to do a stream, I guess. Middle of the day. Start of the morning, actually. Morning to midday. It's not really the stream times for a Saturday. I feel like people actually have lives. I have quite a few on Depop that say they're in people's bags as well, but I feel like they've been in people's bags for a long time and they still have never bought them. When it originally... I didn't mean to copy that whole listing description. What am I doing here? Yeah, when I see that, I assume it's people doing it and they'll be like, yeah, I'll buy this on payday, but they just seem to sit in people's bags and never leave. I don't know why people do that, but I guess that's just the thing that people do. The same as like sending out the offers and never accepting them once I accept them. Again, also don't really understand why that's a thing either, but part and parcel of the trade, I guess. Maybe it's just like specific with clothing that people do that a lot, because all of my history is through selling on eBay and it wasn't really clothes, but when people send offers on eBay, they tend to buy it pretty fast. And I guess I've just never really experienced it with like the clothing side of things, of people sending out offers and not accepting it. It's just weird in my mind that somebody would be like, yeah, I'm interested in buying this. Would you sell it for this much? I say yes, and then they're like, oh, cool. That's it. They don't pay for it. It's just oh, yeah, so you would sell it for that much. Interesting. We are getting there. We are close to being done. Don't want to get my hopes up too much, but we are nearly there. Pit to pit for this one. White champion. I kind of like the black background for the white tops. I think it kind of, when you actually look at it like the store as an overall, I think, oh, I clicked on the wrong one. I think the white background for, or black background for white tops kind of makes it pop a lot more. I think it makes it look really good. It looks like you've put effort into it, in my mind. Editing the pictures is also something that takes a super long time. It would be nice if I had some sort of system where it just kind of works. Like I just take the pictures and the backgrounds are instantly white, but that is not how it works. So I have to cut around every single one. And it takes hours. That will be another work with me stream once all of the ironing and pictures are done. That people can look forward to me just cropping around pictures. I'm sure there's probably some AI platforms out there which can do that. I tried one. I think I tried it on Canva. It just didn't work very well. Just didn't really do what I was quite looking for it to do. I'm sure there probably are some good ones out there that can probably bulk do it. But again, they're likely paid services, I reckon. I need to stop opening the wrong edit thing. Feeler Academy pullover. Big fan of this one. It's probably one of my favorite things that I have for sale at the moment, which is strange because it's not like a super like interesting or super nice piece, but I'm just a big fan of this jumper. I think it looks kind of sick. That like college football kind of logo on it and stuff. Didn't mean to click edit on that one. Edit this. We are getting there. We are slowly getting there. We have done a fair amount for this stream so far. How long have we been streaming for? Pretty much bang on 3 hours, or 10 minutes to 3 hours. And we have sorted out different stuff that needs washing color-wise, so that can actually just go straight in. We have measured all of the items. We have edited all of those listings on Depop to add the measurements. We have edited all of the listings on eBay to add those measurements. We have almost edited all of the listings on Vinted to add those measurements. We have done a good amount of stuff this stream so far. This is the one that I was looking for. For 3 hours, I'd say that's pretty good going. I think we've done a decent amount of stuff. Even though it's pretty much all catch up, it is stuff that could result in sales. It's just me catching up on things that I should have done originally, but I was like, well, I'll be fine. I can get away with not doing it. And then I kind of just sat back and I was like, you know what? I probably should. If I want to do it properly, I should not be lazy and spend a couple of hours catching up with all of the listings. Something else that I still kind of want to do with all of these listings that I have active at the moment is change the pictures slightly so that they're all kind of bigger. So like this guy's store, for example, all of his pictures are like super big and they're kind of like stretched out properly, whereas they're not on mine. They're all kind of, they feel kind of small. Oops. But because I'm cross-listing on 3 different platforms, the aspect ratio for the pictures is actually different across all 3 platforms. So like Vinted is like super close up, so like cuts off the sleeves. Depop, like that same item. Where is he? I mean, you can just see from any of them. This one here, this is the exact same picture. Vinted is cutting off the sleeves, Depop it's not. And on eBay, it looks like super, super small. Where am I? These trousers. We're getting there. We are almost done. I'm getting the start of the wave of dopamine to know that this job has finally been complete. Let's whiz through a couple. Let's get this done. We are nearly there. So close. You have what, 10 more items maybe? Maybe just under 10. I guess if I ever did want to make some sort of video out of like, this is what I did with this wholesale lot. I can take clips from this stream, I guess. That's always an option. And just speed them up maybe of me doing the measurements and changing the measurements on all of the listings and stuff like that. Such a random job, and it's probably not a very exciting job to sit back and watch. But like I was saying earlier, that's kind of the whole vibe of these lives. It's not going to be some like crazy exciting, loads of really interesting stuff going on constantly. It's just me working. It's just me doing work, basically. And deciding to share it with other people whilst I'm doing it to make the job a little bit more enjoyable and to hold me accountable, to kind of help me stick to getting the job done. I know somebody asked for the dimensions of this one, and I actually told him I was going to give him the dimensions. Never did. And that was recently, so at least I can say that was like a couple of days ago, so I can just hit him up and be like, hey man, sorry for the delay in getting back to you. I was adding the measurements to all of the listings. Measurements are now on the listing. Hope it fits. Plus buy. No discounts. It's also wild how much cheaper stuff sells for on Vinted, and I guess it's because the buyer absorbs like the fees and the postage and stuff like that, which I really like. It's so nice to list something. Like this is listed for £8 on Vinted. It's so nice to list it for £8 on Vinted, and when someone buys it, I get £8. There's something that feels so nice about that, coming from like an eBay background where the fees take away a chunk, the postage takes away a chunk. It's just nice to list things and know exactly what you're going to get paid out, like straight away. You don't really have to put any thought into it at all. Where are these trousers? I'm sure I've scrolled past them like 4 times now. There they are. I'm also glad that I'm doing this now and it doesn't become a massive job. Like if I didn't do the measurements for this lot before doing the measurements for the other lot, and then I also didn't do the measurements for the other lot, this wouldn't be like a 4-hour job. It would be like a 8-hour job, which would be so much less tempting to do. And I would just have to try and bear with all of the messages of people being like, what is the size of this? So I'm glad I'm doing it. As painful as it is, and as much of a slow process as it is, it's definitely worth doing. We're almost there. We're almost on the final row of things, which is a very nice feeling. I'm really hoping there's none I've missed. I don't think there is. I feel like I've done it in a pretty structured way, so I won't have missed any. I guess if I have, and somebody asks for the measurements, it's fine, because I have the measurements of it on Depop and Depop. But I'm pretty confident I haven't missed any. Couple more, and then this job is finally complete. Picture for this one needs redoing so badly, and it needs washing. It's just kind of gross. Actually, I don't have the measurements for this one, do I? Because that's in the pile of stuff to be washed, so I can skip past that one. Didn't mean to click edit on that one. Two more, and then we are done. And the final item to add the measurements to, and then this 3-hour journey of adding the measurements is finally complete. Why is the inches on that side? Is that the same one? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll change that. Looks a little bit goofy. Guessing I did that whilst I was rushing through them. I put the inch on the wrong side of the waist. Sounds like something they would tell you if you went to like Fat Fighters or something like that. Alright, those jobs are done. All listings on Vinted, if this one opens, now have the measurements. All listings on eBay, click a random one, go to the description, it has the measurements. All listings on Depop, you're gonna make life hard, click on a random one, it has measurements. Very good, very nice. I am content that that job is finally finished. Now I'm debating, do I stay streaming and continue doing some other bits, or do I stop streaming, go and wash these clothes and go out and get food? It's 2 o'clock, I haven't eaten yet. I should probably go out and get food. I think that's probably the call. So I think I'm going to end this stream here. It's pretty much bang on 3 hours. I feel like that's pretty good amount of time to have spent doing stuff, and obviously I'm not going to be finished doing stuff. I still need to wash all of these clothes today in preparation for taking photos and ironing and stuff, which will probably be another work with me stream, to be honest. But yeah, I think I will leave this stream here. I appreciate the people who have stuck around watching, and if anybody watches the VOD back, incredibly impressed if you have made it to the end. I think it's very unlikely that anybody will, but yeah, appreciate you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.